done. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically what we sold over the weekend. And
Is there anybody there?
yeah, so this is what we sold over the weekend. So we sold.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Can you hear us and is everything all right? Because
Yeah.
we're totally amateurs at this.
Well, this is the first one we've done.
Yeah.
That's actually been ours and not someone else's.
Yes.
So yeah, we sold 18 things. Some of them are going to the same person.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of like we've got a few going to the same people, and we sold £254 and 10 pence worth of items. And I am going to try not to swear.
Wow.
Now, if I accidentally swear, I must apologise, but I will try and I'll do swearing replacement therapy. So if it's going to come out as a rude word, it'll come out as something different.
If she swears, you've all got to write quack in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, Molly's Attic, and hello. Oh, thanks, Karen. Good to know you can hear us.
Good,
Right.
lovely.
I'll let
lovely,
Alexis
jubbly.
go first. She's the most professional.
God,
Part
that
of
says
swearing.
a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, apart from the swearing. So anyway, keep the invoices out of the way first.
Yes.
So this is the, it's a glasses case, actually. And we picked up a load of these in a charity shop a few weeks ago.
In the city, wasn't it?
In the city. And basically this was, I think they were like 10p each or something. If I can open it up, hang on. And it's Wolf eyewear. So it's the grey with the turquoise innards. And this is a little cloth that came with it. So that went for sale too with it. And that sold for £9, and that was all in.
You paid £1 for it, didn't you? Was it 50p?
I don't think it was that much actually. Probably
They
like
had a big basket full of the things.
basket.
So a basket.
a basket of glasses cases.
Yes.
Off
Next,
you go.
we have a load of Photoshop CD, DVD things. And these would have been gotten free with Photography magazine. There's loads there. I didn't know how much they'd be worth, if anything, so I whacked them on for £20, and someone has had them £20 all in. These came in a bundle box from the auction, and which we got for a £5. So that's our profit already sorted. Job's a good one.
Yes. So moving swiftly on, another auction purchase
This is so random.
was so random. It was a large cut glass wine bottle stopper, 5 centimetre diameter apparently. I even put how much it weighs, 320 grams. And it's just this, really, that you just stick in the end of your bottle.
Lamborghini.
Your Lamborghini or your Blue Nun or whatever your preference is. I used to like a Liebfrau milch. There you go. But I don't drink, so I don't anymore. But there we go. So yeah, anyway, wine stopper.
I don't know where to go now.
I know there's just so much.
We sell quite a bit. This is a tiny little keyring, and I don't know if you saw in our video, God, a few months ago, I got a big box of badges and keyrings, and this is SO Extra, and it's got the little tiger on the back. And this is from the 1960s, and this sold for $18.99 all in on an offer.
It survived a long time.
It
didn't
has,
it?
yeah.
Yes.
Probably
So-
longer than the car that it was originally
Oh, God.
attached to.
Yeah, yeah. Probably. So then we had a load of stuff that went off to the same person. We got a couple of things. We've got one person bought 3 things, another person bought 2. So this is a hat. A very flat hat.
This is a hat.
And this is a hat. And these are actually going to America. This particular hat is a...
Adventurer.
Yes. No, it's a Jungle Explorer, actually. Ooh. So Jungle Explorer Palatoy, and these are all vintagey bits. So that is the cap, the hat, whatever. Anyway. And then we sold a leaflet, which I believe is the Gripping Hands leaf. There's 2 in here.
These leaflets and stuff is older than we are.
Okay, well, he can't have 2, can he? So we'll put that there. So basically, yeah, they're a bit older. I mean, what, 10, 15
Depends
years,
on which one it is.
maybe.
The oldest one, it will be 1981. I mean, the youngest one will be 1981, but this one looks to be more like 70s.
Okay, so that's the hands that really grip. And this is for people who aren't 100% sure what that actually means. is there are some Action Man figures which actually have rubber hands, and you can open and shut the things
And you
on
can
them,
hold the guns and that.
so they can hold the weaponry,
But when they
etc.,
first brought them out in the 60s...
and anything else they choose to hold. Then
You have to lower the tone.
that wasn't a
didn't you?
swear though. I can get away
wasn't
with
a
that.
swear,
It wasn't
but-
a swear. It just let me have that
How long are
particular
we in?
root
10
on
minutes
it.
in and she's talking about willies?
So 10 minutes already.
Yeah.
Blimey. So a Red
No.
Devil.
6 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still doing well. So Action Man, Red Devil, parachutist, and yeah, that's basically what that is. And it's a guy jumping out of a plane, having a bit of a laugh, and landing on the floor and kind of doing that roll thing they do. But obviously not in real life, it's Action Man. Anyway, I'll stop babbling. Next.
Another one from the
God.
box of keyrings and stuff that we got. This is Henley's, and I think that's a luxury motor place in Norfolk or something. I don't know. This was up for 20. Someone offered 50. Someone
Who
offered
knows?
15, and considering that we got it in a, we're already in profit with the, stuff. I had his hand off for it, so 15 quid all in. Lovely.
You had his hand off.
Yes, and that'll be for sale next week.
You get arrested for stuff like that. Right, anyway.
Hello everyone in the chat. 15 people. Why are you all watching us? I'm very grateful.
Right,
But-
anyway. So, the Dooleys. No, this is wrong.
No, that's Charlie Girl. That's different.
Oh, yes. God, yeah, getting
That's signed.
a bit nuts here.
That's
So, anyway, Charlie Girl picture book programme signed by Jerry Marsden and Anna Neagle in 1965.
Oh.
All them years ago, that was a while back, wasn't it? So, anyway, you got like one of their signatures there and the other one just there, which. Yeah, that's essentially the gist of it. And you got all these like girls dancing about, having a bit of a giggle. They're all like, we live in a different day and age, so don't cancel us, etc. And there's a guy with some balloons as well, just because.
Talking of being cancelled, I do have a pile of theatre, programmes that we can't sell because we would be cancelled.
There probably would be a market for them. It's just that market isn't eBay, really, is it?
No.
Yeah, because of the massive amount of like, well,
Yeah.
complaint and you know.
Yeah, the little jam men, I think is what they're called, to be polite.
Yes.
But yeah, but if anybody wants them,
Yeah.
this one is the Doolies.
Oh, okay.
This is another programme, and this is signed by. I think the lineup of the band changed loads of times, but was signed by that,
By a lineup.
by a lineup that will line up there, and that went for where is it now? $12.99 all in, and that'll obviously just go as a large letter. So,
Do you know what? I
lovely.
haven't actually been saying how much these went for, have I? Because
You're going to get the sack.
I'm going to get the sack here,
Fluffy
right?
Muffin! Hello, Fluffy Muffin.
So anyway, the Action Man stuff that I showed you, £4.74 for one of them, £3.79 for another, and £3.79 for one of the other ones. And the £2.80 postage, so that will go today. And then this, because obviously I'm, ooh, was that an invoice?
Are you doxing people?
Oh no. I promised myself I wouldn't. What God? 13 quid. 13 quid all. I'm going to put that on top of the invoice and carry it
Hello,
back.
Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, hello. Fluffy Muffin.
Fluffy Muffin. I love that name so
And
much.
Elizabeth. Yes.
This is a Rose of England Coleman pear mug. It's quite a good one for a nice cup. If you like a cup of tea, you can
Nice cup of tea.
get a nice big cup of tea in there.
Nice cup of tea.
This is fine bone china, and it went for $14.99 all in, which I think is well worth it because you'll get a decent brew in that.
Nice big brew.
Yep.
Right, anyway, so this is Lego Movie 2. So this is a Scarecrow from Lego Movie 2. He doesn't have a stand or any accessories, but he went for $7.99 all in. And he's quite cute, that one, actually.
Tiny little
Yes,
figure.
tiny little thingy bob.
And from one tiny figure to two more. And that's the bloke, the little boy from
The bloke.
It. The bloke. What was his name? Georgie.
Hey, Georgie.
Hey, Georgie.
We all float down here.
And this, I've not seen this film, which is called La Muerta, and it's from another horror film. But these are mini pop vinyl figures. They came in like an advent calendar thing, and these went for $8.99 each to the same person. So
Yes. Incredible. Right, anyway, so so we've got brickheads, haven't we? So more on the Lego theme. So this is the Mandalorian here, and this is the child here. And basically this is set number 75317. Now I've been sending offers out on this. I put this on at the end of last week, and I sent a couple of offers out, 15 quid, and it's on for 16.99. And then just as we were on our way here this morning, actually it sold for the full price of 16.99. We also have another one of these that's waiting to go out, which is just exactly the same, but it's not got the box of the manual. Oh no, it has got the manual. I stand corrected.
said the man in the orthopaedic shoe.
Yes.
Next is this. You haven't done this one, have you?
Not that I know
It's
of.
a little Action Man first aid flag. Again, older than we are, from like the 60s or 70s. This will be the second one because the first edition one had a hole in the middle, didn't have the middle square. But this has got the full red cross. I'm such a nerd, sorry. And this went for $4.99 with £3.20 postage. So
There you go.
we are nearly getting rid of all the Action Man stuff from our website now. And my voice keeps going. We've both been really poorly over the weekend, hence not having a video for you this morning, so we thought we'd do a live instead.
Yeah, why not? So anyway, moving swiftly on yet again to what are these little fellas, Herco sun picks. So I sold some of these last week, and they were the extra heavy or something. So extra heavy. These are mediums, as you can see from my tiny label. They are the medium ones, and they went for the same price of $10.99 because these are all in new condition, but I put them all on for the same price. So
And
yeah.
last but not least is a tiny. Is it last? Before you tell me off?
Are you done him?
Yeah, done him.
Yeah.
It's a tiny hat. Doesn't quite fit. Well, I've got a very large head. This is Action Man, and it's a commando hat. We've got about 6 million of these still, and this went for $3.99 with postage added on top. So
Yes.
that's one. Another one bites the dust.
Yes.
Right, now
Indeed.
we've got through that really quickly. Does anyone
Yeah.
want us to have a sit and ask us any questions or have a little chat? Tumbleweed.
Anything at all?
Is there
No, but-
anybody
yes,
there?
but
I
well,
feel like that woman off that ghost programme.
which one?
Yvette Fielding? Is it Yvette Fielding?
Okay, well, you mean this whole thing is staged? Oh, oh!
I think if it was
no.
staged, you'd have some better items.
No.
to say,
Yeah,
wouldn't
we would. We'd have like I don't know, a ghost.
There's 17 people there. Does anybody want to speak to us? We'll all hold hands and stand in a circle.
We'll have a séance. We'll
Yeah.
contact the other side, and we'll see what they have to sell.
Sassy.
Sassy.
Is there anybody there? Say, Fluffy Muffin, how's your day going? I love that name, Fluffy Muffin.
A fluffy muffin. That's a ghost, isn't it?
We once had someone buy off us on eBay, and their name was Bumhole. Do you remember?
Bumhole.
Bumhole, and then some numbers.
I don't remember that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you do get some quite funny ones. Avoiding
Yeah,
work.
so are we.
Don't blame me. Yeah.
Help us avoid work.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice weekend? Shall we sit down?
We could sit down for
We could
this
have a
next
little
week.
sit. I'll
Yeah,
go
off
get
you
me
go.
chair.
Get your chair. I'll get my chair. My Starship Enterprise special.
My old lady special with the back support. Oh, where's that?
Right. It's a bit of a thin screen, isn't it?
Oh, my ginger cat is the Fluffy Muffin. We've got a cat that's white and ginger, and he's a Fluffy Muffin.
Yes.
He's a fluffy devil.
So this looks very TikTok, doesn't it? We could just start doing some TikTok
Start doing
dances
some dancing.
instead. Yeah. I mean, you know, that probably isn't advisable at our age.
No.
Is it? No.
I don't think anyone over the age of 20 goes on TikTok, do they? I don't
Well, they
know.
probably, not being funny, they probably do, but, you know, anyway, we won't talk about that. Yes. So what can we talk about to pass the time?
I don't know really. What does anyone want to talk about? Has anyone got any questions for us?
I suppose we could talk about your Action Man stuff and how that's going. Do you think
It's going?
It's going. Do you think, because you recently added postage to your Action Man stuff, do you think it's had much of an effect? I feel like David Frost or something.
David Frost. Who's David Frost?
Is it David Frost? I feel like, okay, Parkinson.
Oh,
there you
okay.
go. All right. So do you think it's had much of an effect adding
Yes.
that postage?
Yes.
The sales.
The sales
Not
have
as
been
good, or?
Yeah, they've been coming through now because all the stuff left is lower priced items. So yeah, that's definitely helping.
Yeah.
Do you go live every week? This is our first ever live Fluffy Muffin.
Yes. Yeah.
Hence the shambles, and we don't really know what to do.
being excessively prepared
Yes.
for this. But yeah, so we were I think we were kind of thinking of doing these maybe every so often, or
Yeah, we're just gonna
maybe
see
every
how this
Monday.
goes.
Yeah, just to see what happens.
Yeah, but we have
If
now
we break
got
the internet.
we've got 472 subscribers, I think.
Yeah.
So we're so close to getting the 500. So that would be amazing. Who's that?
You're doing great, thank you.
It was watching you and the Married to Reselling got me started on buying from auctions. Oh, that's nice. Auctions are great, aren't they? As long as you know
Yes.
what you're doing. Hey, Tom the English picker.
I mean, but I would say buying stuff randomly, because we always go and have a look on Saturday mornings, don't we? We just we go there and we just kind of have a quick look round and then we bugger off again. But I just swore.
That's not really
Oh,
swearing.
right, okay, let me have that one. Anyway, so we just go and have a look and then we go home. And basically, if we have bought stuff just without looking, haven't we? And it was kind of a case of like, when we got the stuff, should we have really done that? Well, the answer would be probably not, actually. So it always pays to go and have a look first, because otherwise you come back with loads of stuff that is potentially not going to be
A load of old.
trite. A load of old trot. Trot is what I meant, not trite.
Oh, hello, Resell anything. Oh, he's our guy. He sent us the game.
Top tip, work out your video hook for the first minute before filming. You will get to the subs point soon.
Work out your video hook. What does that mean?
So, this has gone from being a live to a training like thing where you basically we're kind of learning.
Tell us what we're
lots of
doing wrong. I don't know what that means.
Just sitting here babbling.
Yeah, literally, we do this just because we enjoy it, to be fair. But I can't believe we've got so many subscribers.
I know.
It's mad because we're just a couple of old birds, like rabbiting.
Yes, well.
But I still haven't got to play that wrestling game that he sent us on the
No,
Nintendo.
Unfortunately, the NES went to a better place. Well, I say better place, probably someone who actually could devote more time to figuring out what the hell was wrong with it, because I literally, tried to do a couple of things to it and it just didn't seem to want to know. And the only thing, I suppose, is that you can perhaps devote a little too much time to doing these things and end up in an electronics repair business, really.
Yeah, I mean, we did before. We used to buy Star Wars, like when we mostly did toys and that.
Yeah.
And Action Man, we would buy the broken ones and then do them up, because you were really good at doing up the Star Wars stuff.
It was the vehicles actually that I liked the most.
Reattaching the stickers and
Yeah, I would
getting your hydrogen peroxide out.
Yeah, I mean, with those, if the plastic has turned a funny colour, there are some things you can dunk in a hydrogen peroxide solution, and other stuff you have to paint on. Essentially, the peroxide you get for dyeing your hair, and put it out in sunlight, and the UV light will kind of react with the cream. So if you wrap it in cling film and all that sort of stuff, and it will turn it back to a decent colour.
Yeah.
And then I was putting all the stickers back on.
You had a lot of yellow stormtroopers that you
a lot of them.
The thing is, though, they won't stay white forever. Eventually, they'll have to be redone again. It's just the way the plastic is, unfortunately.
But giving all these vehicles a good clean. Anything that I couldn't do, anything that was not salvageable because perhaps some of the stuff was missing, I was just taking it apart. And some of the actual parts of these really kind of vintagey Star Wars vehicles are worth quite a lot of money. I mean, we sold a Star Wars figure, didn't we? We were actually on holiday at the time and it sold. And it sold to somebody, I think it was in
It's
somewhere
America,
like-
I think.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was Sweden or something.
Was it?
And it sold for full price. It was nearly 300 quid, I think, wasn't it, or 200?
269.99.
Yeah, so it was
But
quite
it was one
a lot,
of the final.
really.
I don't know if anyone knows much about Star Wars figures, but it was one of the final 17 lot. I can't remember which one it was now. He was a guard, Imperial gunner.
Yeah.
And he had his weapon and everything. So he
Which
was
they're quite
awesome.
difficult, I think, to get with a weapon, aren't they?
Yeah.
With their little pistol-y kind of thing they have with them. So that is the bit that goes missing, and that is the bit that can then reduce their value.
But we used to sell like predominantly just toys, vintagey toys and things. That's where most of my knowledge is. So with all this random stuff we sell now, I'm learning every single day. You know. Oh, what was that?
That was a truck going past. Well, apparently a hook is because people have low attention spans, and you need to get their attention in the first few minutes.
See, the thing is, low attention spans normally is for the younger viewers. I've noticed, because I've got a son who is 18, and it's all about TikTok, and it's a few seconds.
Yeah, it can be a few seconds,
Yeah,
can't it?
but looking at our viewers on the analytics, all of our viewers are over 40. Between 40 and 70, I think it is. So I think people of our age have got a bit more attention, of an attention span. Because we don't really like to, what do you call it? Clickbait people. We just want people to watch it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we don't put stuff like, car boot gone wrong or jumble sale gone wrong. I mean, the only thing really that can go wrong in a jumble sale or a car boot is if you buy something, or you buy some things that are rubbish, or you get in a massive fight with an old lady. And, to be fair, we're not going to be really doing the latter. Not really, sometimes, occasionally, but not all the time. And the first thing is, the first part of that, which I now can't remember because I have not got a very good attention span, apparently, was buying loads of rubbish we wouldn't normally do. I mean, sometimes it's a case of like we go in there and we can spend ages somewhere.
Yeah.
And just, like you see resellers, they go around the car boot and they do about 1 million laps of the car boot. We do a few, don't we? I mean, I must admit, I'm not the best at getting up in the morning, so sometimes we do get to them a bit late.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All the time in the world to watch content and drink tea. Yes. I mean, if you could make me an espresso while you're there, that'd be lovely, because I actually forgot to bring mine in today. So if you could put an espresso on for me while you're there and just pass it through the internet, would be great, yeah.
Resell anything. What's your actual name? Because I can't remember. I can't keep calling you resell anything.
Steve, isn't it?
Steve? No, it's not Steve.
No?
Steve is another guy. But anyway, I'm
Yes.
like you, and I will just grab stuff. But the problem is, I'm accountable to an Alexis. And if I buy you stuff and it's a load of crap, then I get in trouble. And I get a kick on the bum. John Paul.
Yes.
Instantly thinking of the perfume. Or Madonna's boobies. Jean Paul Gaultier.
Yeah. So what were you saying, sorry? My attention
Molly's
span's gone
Attic
again.
says that they like our awkward customer videos. Yeah, we like making them. We've got so many. I'm sure that all resellers have got stories of awkward customers. I had one yesterday who messaged me being awkward, so I cancelled the order. And then I got a message from another account saying, thanks for cancelling my order, my child's crying now, you've ruined his day or whatever, and you just...
Do you find there are a lot of scripts to these things that
like child's
they
crying,
will say?
Disabled child is one, isn't it?
It's especially if they put in an order incorrectly, they will blame other people sometimes, and sometimes it comes across as rather immoral how they do it. Now, I don't know whether it... because you're going to find, I think, that probably there are going to be times where somebody has got hold of their phone, like their kid or someone else, and they've ordered something off their account. So sometimes it's true, but the trouble is with these ones that are true is they get so mixed in with the ones where they just kind of use these things as kind of a reason to cancel. Like, oh, I'm not going to say, like, I just don't want it, but I'm just going to say, oh, accidental order, my child got hold of my phone. And the trouble is they all get mixed in together, so you don't quite know whether they're being entirely honest or not about it. 92% off. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I had one for half price, I think. 52% off I had. Now that really, I mean, 92% really takes the cake, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
I had one for 52%, and it's one of those things where you kind of want to ignore it, and you just think, oh, I'll ignore them. They might just put in a better offer, but it's just better to decline them, to be honest with you.
He was furious. Look,
Yeah.
the
I'm
Pope.
not
It was the
surprised.
Pope John Paul. See, I'm not
Pope John Paul.
Pope John Paul. Bless you,
Yes,
my child.
I believe so. He was a John Paul, weren't he?
John Paul. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Yeah, it is emotional manipulation. I don't know if you ever buy on Facebook Marketplace, but the amount of times I've had people not turn up and then you message them, oh, I had to take my child to the hospital, and it's always taking my child to the hospital. And it's like, well, there's a lot of this going on. No wonder
Yeah.
hospitals are overran.
I was, for a little bit of a, I even sent a message, I don't know. But, yeah, I was selling on Bricklink for a little while. And basically there was a few people who were non-payers. Now on Bricklink, you just basically send them an invoice and a request, you know, when are you going to be paying for this? And there was one person who, I think it was a few days after, I just sent them a prompt and they didn't pay. So then it got to like the very last day they could pay before it cancelled itself or whatever. And I sent them another one and they came back with, I'm sorry, I have been in the hospital. Now, normally they would leave it there, but this person decided they were gonna, I mean, essentially, in a nutshell, they might as well have just forwarded me their medical notes, because this is what they did, was they sent me this huge message that was, I had this done, I had that done, I'm now having problems with this and I'm now having problems with that. It's like, okay. And then they paid, so it was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then I sent the stuff out, and it basically, you know, I sent the Lego out they bought. Anyway, they got it and they instantly left negative. And I read it, and it wasn't even a negative about me, it was a negative about the postal service. So with Bricklink, normally they are reasonably good on there. I did put in a request to get it removed under the banner of the fact that it wasn't actually about the service that I provided, it was the service the postal service had provided. And they did remove it.
Yeah.
They were pretty good, actually. They did get that removed. But, yeah, just so random in it, some of these reasons.
Tom, the English picker, has been doing... You've been doing YouTube for forever, haven't you? For years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that was a grand
You've
statement.
been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And you've got loads of followers, haven't you? So you're obviously doing something right.
Mm.
But I think we were on Nick and Andrea's live with you before. You know, when it was their 10-year
The 10
celebration
years on
thing.
YouTube.
I think
yeah.
you were in one of the little squares that we were. So I thought I'll give him a follow.
Not in our square. I will, you know, just reiterate
in our
that.
square.
Yeah.
14 years.
That is a lot, isn't it? 14 years. I mean, I think this is now year 4.
Yeah, year 4. I think.
Yeah, so not as long, and this was something that we just picked up because our old lives
Yeah.
were, you know, we kind of wanted a change, I think, to be honest with you, and this was this was just something that looked to be a nicer option for us in a way.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get paid as much. Well, I don't get paid as much because I used to have quite a high-powered job.
Prime
Believe it or
Minister. She's Boris Johnson.
I am actually Liz Truss.
So you were only Prime Minister for about a week.
Yeah, and then I became a reseller.
Yeah.
But I used to earn about 40 grand a year. So then going to be a reseller and earning hardly any of that was a
How
bit of
much?
40 grand.
40 grand.
Well,
Oh my
38,565 grand a year. But it was a very stressful job, and it wasn't. I did it for 5 years, and I think if I'd done it any longer, I would have. I don't know.
Yes.
Burnt out.
Burnt out. Yeah.
Yeah. So doing this, the money isn't as good, but you're your own boss. You pick your own hours most of the time, and yeah.
I think one of the things that people have against reselling potentially is the fact they view it as something where it's not a guaranteed income. Now, I would say that there's a lot of jobs now that aren't a guaranteed income because you don't know. I mean, there's 0 hours contracts for a start, but you also don't know whether you are going to be in a job 1 minute and out of the job the next and stuff like that. But the money you get in can vary. And I think some people look at that and they just go, no, I'm going to stick to my job doing, I don't know, selling cards in Card Factory or whatever, because I know how much I'm going to be getting from these hours that I do. And obviously with this, sometimes it's not always a case of you know that you're going to be getting quite a lot of money. Sometimes you're lucky and you get quite a bit out of it, but it all depends on the things you have, the things you put on, doesn't it? Really, the things that sell, and whether anything sells.
Resellers' career has outlasted the trustlesses. Yes. Were you also the Prime Minister, John Paul?
The Prime Minister?
Similar, yeah.
we also Liz Truss for a week.
But no, I love this job because I still find it interesting, and going out and finding these little bargains, and then getting back from the charity shop, looking it up, and it's realising you've made about 50 quid, or sometimes realising that you've made a mistake, and it goes on the pile. Everyone's got a pile.
But it's a learning thing as well, isn't it? You learn as you go along, and you learn what to look out for and what to just put back down and not bother with and stuff. So it's not really about, especially when you first start, I think a lot of people want to go into it hitting the ground running, knowing exactly what to get from the very beginning, and they might do their research and stuff, but you're still going to get duds, aren't you? I mean, however much you think that you're an expert in something, unfortunately, I think a lot of people realise there's still a lot to learn, isn't there? As they go along, you're not going to instantly be like the Oracle.
No. Really.
Unless, of course, I suppose people who've been collectors of these things for a long time, like people collect gaming consoles and games, don't they? Maybe because they have a better knowledge of stuff. I mean, I would say that I have a kind of fairly good working knowledge of some of the games that are worthwhile, but I wouldn't say I know all of them. That's madness, isn't it?
You met the Queen, and even the real Queen, or Camilla? Oh, don't get political, Jen. Don't get political.
She's a Queen consort.
She's a Queen consort.
Yes.
But when someone says the Queen, I instantly think Queen Liz, obviously.
Queen Liz.
We're on first name terms, me and Liz.
When she came round for tea. She used to dress up as Paddington, by the way. Money versus quality of life. I don't mind working long hours for myself. I hated having to answer to management. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I still have to answer to management.
She really doesn't. She's just making all this up. But
the real one.
Sorry?
How are you rubbing shoulders? I mean, we did meet, I don't want to brag, but we did actually meet Susan Sarandon, who is the Queen of Hollywood.
She's never going to let that one go, It's
she was awesome.
Not being funny, I was in the queue waiting to see her, and my hands were like this, and they were sweating, and it was just ridiculous. It's like, this isn't me going to, I don't know, I'm not going to be executed or anything like this, but I'm like this. Why am I like this? Why? Why am I getting so nervous? But when someone's been around that, for as long as she has making loads of films,
77 or something like that.
Late 70s, when she's been around for that long, she's like, actually proper famous.
Yeah, I might have mentioned it once or twice and included the pictures in our videos. We also met Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I don't mention.
Okay, what happened was we went in to see... Now, I don't know whether you remember Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but she had a cat called Salem. And we went in to have our photo taken with her, and Jen stood to her left and I stood on her right. And Sabrina, or Melissa, I think is her actual name, said to Jen, "Why don't you hold the cat?" Because she had a pretend black cat. Handed it to Jen, and Jen goes, "What, Salem?" As if Melissa Joan Hart, or Callista Flockhart, as I keep telling her, doesn't actually know the name of the cat that she appeared in a series with for God knows how many years. And you were like, afterwards you went, "Why did I even say that?"
Why did I do that? I worked in hospitality for 20 years. I met the Queen at Royal Ascot and served her afternoon tea. The King and Camilla looked...
I looked after at the
Oh.
Okay, don't judge me. Ledger? I haven't heard of
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a royalist or anything like that, but it would be quite cool to meet the King and Queen. I wouldn't have minded meeting Liz. Because
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen
would have
Elizabeth.
loved to have met Queen Victoria, but the trouble is, she died well before I was born.
She
A good
did.
82 years, in fact, before I was born. So, unfortunately, never got the chance. But she might be resurrected somewhere.
I'd quite like to meet Margaret Thatcher, but that's a different story altogether.
And to be fair, she's also not on the on planet Earth anymore either.
Was she ever?
Oh. Yeah, she took our milk away. So you don't have a middle name, do you?
No, my parents didn't love me enough. All my siblings have middle names apart from me.
See, I had a boy's middle name at one point, which my mum gave me when I was born. And this was back in like the late 80s and early 90s and stuff, when before it was kind of a thing to be naming yourself all sorts of things. And it was merciless, the kind of, like Mickey taking at school is just like, if you have a boy's name, like so.
Kids are little sods though, aren't they?
A double barrel first name.
Your parents must have really loved you. Can I have one of them?
What do you want, the John or the Paul?
I want the middle name.
Or Ringo?
George.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's because they're absolutely rubbish jokes.
Yeah. Dad jokes, really.
They
aren't
are dad jokes, aren't they?
So what is everyone up to today, other than Fluffy Muffin who's avoiding work?
And no response, because people don't want to let us know. They're just... No.
No.
They've all gone.
It's so
So what are we doing for the rest of today?
Well, we need to parcel
Is
up
the
that load of
question.
old crap.
Okay.
I think she loved Jesus, as I have most of the disciples in my name. Okay, cool. I don't know.
Yes. So what are we doing for the rest of today?
We are packaging up all of those parcels. I've got a couple of parcels from another platform to do. And then I'm going to do some listings. I think I've got lots and lots of stuff to list. We couldn't go to the auction at the weekend because we were both poorly. But I've still got plenty from the last auction to be listing, so I'm going to try and put some on Etsy, I think.
Yes. Personally, right, what I'm going to be doing...
Hello, Tricia. Hello, Resell for Rescue.
Anyway, what I'm going to be doing... I don't know whether anyone has ever had one of these. Now, this isn't sponsored, by the way. I'm just kind of showing this because these are really good. Now, this is they're about 10 quid. These aren't even much money, but basically this is for cassettes. So, opens up to reveal where you put your cassette. And what you can do is there's a button on the side. You can press it, slide it along there, and basically you can then put any cassette in there. They word it back there, but whatever. Put a cassette in there, plug it in your computer, and transfer all your cassettes to your computer. And I can do this while I'm working. So that is what I'm going to be doing today, because I have a few cassettes which are left over from my childhood. Some I probably got rid of years ago, but I have some that are left over, and I'm just wanting to listen to them, but not on cassette. So I'm transferring those, and also I'll probably just be talking rubbish, which is exactly what I'm doing now.
If you could do some listings as well, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I might.
In between, in between the whippings and stuff.
Well, to be fair, that kind of thing that I do, that doesn't actually take any kind of effort from me. It's just a case of set up the software, set up the cassette, job done. You leave it to run, and it...
Oh, Molly's been poorly as well. I think there's a lot of it going round at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's been hot and cold, hasn't it?
It does feel very, I hate to say it, COVID-y.
Yeah.
What I had. And it...
Lainey! Hello, Lainey.
Oh, yes, hello, sorry.
Just
to
to prove a
punctuate
point.
the COVID thing, yeah. But But yeah, it's been the sore throat, the headache, and all that kind of achy, breaky stuff.
I'm the kind of person who will, you know, if I never had a leg off, I'd be hobbling around trying to do stuff. But the last 2 days, I was laying in bed feeling really pathetic and sorry for myself, wasn't I? Couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a sad story.
It was a very sad story.
It was a sad story, and I felt rubbish last week and then into the weekend as well, and I still am a bit headachy now. But yes.
But that's that, really.
I don't know. Don't know. And obviously, since there, you know, no free COVID kits, I have no idea. So, but you can't catch it through the internet. Don't worry.
It's a computer virus.
Oh, well. Very good. Very good.
So I need to put my glasses on, really. I took them home. And
Which one are you looking at? Which comment?
Searching vintage for items to resell, but I end up keeping them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we go to the auction, sometimes we'll be going through and be like, oh, that's nice. I mean, at the moment, I've got, is that Denby, that coffee pot that I've decided to keep?
That is a Denby, yes.
I'm going to show you because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a unit thing, a plastic unit, and on top of it is a load of little bits and pieces I've kept, basically.
It was gorgeous.
It was.
How gorgeous is that? I absolutely love it. It's only worth about £20 on eBay, so I thought, wow, I'm going to keep that.
Oh, listen, only worth £20.
No, but I know, but...
But yeah.
I love it.
Got a hole in it.
It's so cool.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And there's no espresso in there, so I'm quite disappointed. We'd go on and on and on about that all day. No, I won't. But yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it?
I don't really know much about pottery and stuff, Tom. We're kind of still learning, aren't we? We've been watching a lot of Andrea's stuff because her channel's really good for learning about all the different pottery
and ceramic-y bits and bobs. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm keeping that because it's gorgeous. I mean, our flat is tiny, so that's probably going to go in storage until we can actually afford to buy a house.
Yeah.
So all donations accepted.
That'll be into next century. So.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
That is an alarm going off.
Okay, it's not a fire alarm, I don't think.
No, there you go. Yes.
Hey, what is... Oh, that's...
I think there's a bit of talking between people as well.
Speak amongst yourselves, children. Denby Pottery is based down the road from me near Derby. Oh, okay. See, I'm from Birmingham originally, which is nearer to Denby than Norfolk, isn't it?
Yeah, up in the Midlands.
But like you said this morning, nothing good ever came out of Birmingham.
I never said that. I never said that. I said to you yesterday, can you name one famous person who came out of Birmingham? Of course, it was Ozzy Osbourne. And then I said, can you name one who hasn't bitten the head off a bat?
Julie Walters.
Say Julie Walters. So there's loads.
A Monopoly house. It's probably bigger than our flat at the moment. So yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Right, Donna's trying to get up the courage to start listing. I'm afraid that no one ever wants to buy anything. Have you seen some of the crap that we sell? Pardon my language, but honestly, people will buy anything. One man's rubbish is another man's treasure.
Yes.
So whatever you've got, list it. And if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. But it's worth a try. It's got more chance of selling if you list it than it has if you don't.
Yeah, and what I would say is, because I have my own eBay account, and sometimes I sell stuff through that, but then when I list it, sort of, in kind of on the business one, it just flies out.
Yeah.
And it's because we have more people looking at that one. So you need to kind of get eyes on your shop, which you can use social media. We used to use social media for when we had a website at one point. You can use social media just to get things out there a bit, really, and that can help. But also, remember when you're doing your titles, use keywords that people are going to be searching for, especially in the first 5 words you use, is make sure that you are typing in exactly what people are going to be looking for. So if you had this, you would put something like, I suppose, Denby coffee pot, and then, other keywords, maybe put the height of it and all that kind of stuff, because people like all that kind of thing. The amount of times that you put, though, the dimensions in the listing, people still ask you for the dimensions, is crazy. But
yes, Tom, Balti was invented in Birmingham. I absolutely love a good Balti. If you go to the curry triangle in Birmingham, they do the best curries, honestly. I mean, I've never been to India I've never left the UK, but to me the best curries are from Birmingham. Hello, what's going on here then? Hello, Chris.
We're talking curry.
We're talking about curry at the moment.
Yes.
Lenny Henry is not from Birmingham. Lenny Henry is from Dudley. He's a yam.
This is quite a delicate subject for you as well, isn't
Yes.
it? The difference between
Brummies
Brummies and
versus
yam
yams. Yep, Ozzy Osbourne is from Birmingham. He's from Aston, I believe.
Oh. Yes.
Sharon! The dog's on the carpet. My parents are really Brummie, really strong Brummie. So when I'm on the phone, I don't.
Your dad more than your
My dad,
mum,
my dad is Ozzy Osbourne. He's like,
yeah.
yam. That's what they're called. Every town's got it. Like what? Because this is Norfolk. So what's Norfolk's town that they hate? Do you hate? Is it Ipswich or?
Well, I think that's kind of intertwined with the football side of it, isn't it? That Norwich City and Ipswich have always had a bit of this thing, this rivalry. But then Norwich City and a lot of the football clubs have had a bit of rivalry, like MK Dons.
Birmingham hate Norwich City
Leeds.
as well. Birmingham City.
So unfortunately, it just seems to be one of those things. Ooh. Oh,
How'd you unsubscribe from someone, Tom?
I thought yam
No.
yam and Brummies are the same.
No, that is not true.
Are they not? What's the difference?
Yam Yam's talking really high voice like this. Yam Yams are
Oh my god.
from Dudley, and people from Birmingham are much more sophisticated.
Norfolk dislikes lower stuff.
Everyone dislikes lower stuff.
Do you know what? Right. Okay. So I'm actually from Norfolk, and
My
you
sister
get
lives
lower
in lower
stuff.
stuff.
Lower stuff is okay a bit, but for me it was always Yarmouth. It was always Great Yarmouth.
But
It's
everyone
like,
hates Yarmouth.
well, I don't know. Just there's this thing about Yarmouth, so maybe it's just that part of the coast.
I used to live in Lowestoft and I really liked it. I raised my kids in Lowestoft and they turned out all right. I'm just saying that because my son will probably watch this at some point.
Yes.
I can't believe you thought Yam Yam and Brum were the same. I had a friend from West Brom who hated. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
See, Norfolk and Suffolk has always had a bit of a thing as well, a bit of a tussle. I don't know why, not particularly, but probably because I've never been to Suffolk very much because it's vile. Used to live in Suffolk. Sorry. Not far from Ipswich. Spent a lot of time in Ipswich and Felixstowe. Felixstowe is very nice, actually.
And Ipswich has got loads of charity shops.
Yes.
Which we're going to have to go there and do a video.
We've been
soon.
doing a series, haven't we? So we might actually venture over to Ipswich.
Yeah, and Colchester's supposed to be good as well. If anyone's got any recommendations that aren't a million miles away for good places for charity shops.
Yeah.
I would
definitely.
love to give reselling a go. I'm just dabbling at the moment, but I just have the.
Don't have the
Sorry,
room to store things. I've still got 2 kids at home, although they're not actually kids any longer. Yeah, that is the problem that we're having with, I think, moving stuff back to home is the fact that there's a resident teenager.
Yeah, because we've got a tiny 2-bedroom flat.
Yeah.
So anything that goes in there is just. It makes it look cluttered,
Yeah,
doesn't it? So
I
we've
mean-
had to hire this office, which is quite expensive.
Seriously, you drop a toothpick, it looks cluttered.
Yeah.
But
But go for it, do the reselling. I did it when I was on maternity leave, when I had my first child, and I used to sell wrestling figures just because I was bored, and on that was when eBay was a bit cheap, a bit better.
when you could get bargains.
When you could get bargains and
like,
stuff.
do you remember the days when Vinted was for bargains? Because those days seem
I
to
know,
have
that was
started to go now as well.
Only a couple of years ago, but everyone's found it now, and I remember on Vinted once, best thing I ever got from Vinted is I used to just refresh the screen to buy stuff. And the lady on there listed a vintage Lego set for £8. So I just bought it straight away because I always get a feeling when it's going to be good. And it was brand new, wasn't it, this Lego set? And it was a special one that was only given away in Weetabix.
It was a town square set, so it was basically a 1980s, or was it late 70s? It was kind of maybe on the cusp of the 80s. And it was a town square, and it was all still as it was when they got it. So the only thing that had been used was they had, I think, picked some of the flowers off, what What do they call those little things?
Sprues.
A sprue, yeah. So they picked flowers off a sprue. That was it. That was all they had done. And it had the manuals, it had everything. And it was in the original mailing box that they got it in. And we got it, well, you got it £8. And it sold for over 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was our best.
That was one of our best ones, actually, yeah.
The Norfolk Cambridge border. I love Cambridge. Cambridge is a lovely place to go. We saw Belinda Carlisle in Cambridge, didn't we?
We did.
Not like shopping, but we saw her.
Yeah, we met her. We met her for a nice coffee.
What's that place called in Cambridge?
Corn Exchange.
Corn Exchange. We saw Belinda Carlisle there.
Yeah.
George Ross. Who's George Ross? I don't know.
George Ross is another reseller, isn't he?
I'm thinking
Retro
Bob Ross.
reselling.
Oh yes, I like
yeah.
his videos. I was thinking Bob Ross, the painter. Braintree was good. If that's not too far. Yeah, that's Essex, isn't it? That's not too far.
Yeah,
it's an hour and a half.
We have travelled to Essex before to pick stuff up. When we got a huge bundle of Star Wars stuff that randomly, this woman who was in her, I would say in her 70s by that point, had found under her son's bed. Now, how big his bed was, I have no idea, but there was a lot of stuff, and we went and picked it up for, I think we got it for a couple of hundred or 250 or something. And there was like an original cardboard Death Star and all sorts of stuff in there. It was really,
That's
it
where
was
we got
worth the
our
journey.
last 17 Star Wars figure from, and we made 260 quid on that.
She had a lot of stuff, yeah, and she was just pleased for it to go. She really didn't want it. She had said to her son, do you want me to give it back to you and you can get rid of it? And he said, why would I want all that? So you can imagine he didn't care that she was selling it.
We couldn't drive fast enough away in case she'd come back out and say, no, hang on.
In case she chased us down the street in her slippers.
I miss selling toys because I kind of know a lot about it and I know all the little ways to fix
You did
them.
recently pick up a bundle of WWE figures?
WWE, yeah. Unfortunately, my favourite figures in the world are the old Hasbro ones, WWF. But they're kind of a bit harder to get hold of now, cheap, because people know what they've got.
Because you did buy... Was that WWF you got on Vinted that time? And the guy sent it and they were all
that was WCW. That was the Galoob figures. And they were all absolutely battered.
Yeah. And he'd put them as... I think he'd put them down as very good condition or something, and you got them and it was pretty evident they weren't, and then there was a bit of to and fro over, we'll send them back, and it just got silly, didn't it, with him? Yeah. Which is why it's good to be honest about the condition of stuff just from the first place. From the get-go.
Elizabeth's got Wedgwood. You like Wedgwood, don't you?
I do like a bit of Wedgwood, actually.
But no, it isn't. It doesn't seem to be worth as much as you'd think.
No. Which is quite surprising. Some of it...
It's really well made and it's beautiful stuff, isn't it?
Well, it's so well made. Hang on.
Oh, God.
Hang on a minute. You keep chatting, I'll...
Oh, God, I don't know what to say. I got a WWF Triple H for £1. Couldn't believe how much he sold. Triple H, really?
I can't actually find him now, look. Oh.
I didn't know Triple H was worth very much.
Triple H?
Yeah, Triple H.
Is that bra size, isn't it?
It's not a bra size. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I absolutely love wrestling.
I don't love these drawers. I can't find anything. Oh, there they are. They were in the top one. No, I didn't actually bother checking. What an idiot. Right, anyway. So I got these, charity shop haul. You may have seen our Chroma video, and basically we got the blue and white, and the white and blue. So yeah, there you go. And I was really pleased with these at the time. I think I got slightly carried away. But this one is on an eBay for a little bit more, because it is the white with the blue trimmings, etc. And that was a little bit more, but this one, how I didn't notice this, and this is why you need to be really on your toes, is because I picked them up, I think I was just like, oh, Wedgwood. And they were a couple of quid each, but this one was completely broken in half. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so that value of those that one went down considerably, and I'm selling them as a pair.
You could always
at the
use
moment.
it as a fancy cat bowl.
Yeah.
38 quid for a Triple H. What kind of Triple H was he? Was he what?
What?
Was he a retro one? I've never heard of a Triple H selling for 38 quid.
What's the one with the purple star? That's where it's quite a lot.
That's Bret Hart and that's Hasbro.
Oh, Purple Heart, even, not Purple
That's
Star.
the mail away.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on wrestling figures because I'm a massive nerd and I love it. I spend my spare time playing wrestling games. even though I'm 41. Alexis,
Yes.
I want to ask in front of all these lovely people, but could I have one of your cans of pop because my voice is going?
Oh my God. How many cans of pop do I have?
You've got 2.
Well, I mean, I would quite like to not dehydrate.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So you've got
Because
a photo.
I just bought a load of wrestling figures off Vintage with all the accessories for, I think I paid 25 quid, but there's about 40 figures there, isn't there, and a load of accessories, so I'm looking forward to that. That's my favourite thing to do.
Sorting that through then.
Sorting through toys.
Do you remember that batch of He-Man figures we got that time? There was a big batch of He-Man. Now, some of the really older stuff, that can go for quite good money, can't it? Depending on what it is. But a lot of them have got felt on them. Do you remember that? They were the ones with felt on them. And
We had to. I can't remember his name now.
I think we had to kind of give your son a few quid for cleaning them because they were pretty stomach.
I gave him a
tenner,
and I think it was £10 and 2 packets of wet wipes. That managed. They were absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, they were. They were absolutely filthy.
Asking in front of us to increase the. It was still a no though, wasn't it? It didn't work. I still didn't get a can of pop.
You got called out.
I got called out.
You got called out on that one. Where's your squash anyway?
It's over there, but that squash in there was left from last week.
Did you not bring any more in?
I need to go and empty because our kitchen's downstairs, down 2 flights of stairs. So I have to go and empty that, wash it out, and then bring it back up.
World's smallest violin. Do you pay for shipping? Do you think sales are better if you offer to post free?
I can't say there's been that. I noticed that much difference because we've done it where we've charged postage and we've done it where we've given free postage.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a massive amount of difference. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of decide to put free postage on everything. And yeah, literally, I don't think I saw much of a difference, to be honest with you. And I know some people combine the two. So some people will offer the free and the paid for alongside each other, which for some of our more expensive things...
Stop it, Muffin, I'm gasping.
But for some of our more expensive things, that can be quite a good thing because it means that, you know, then we've covered the postage and we're not... Because sometimes when you accept offers, if you have free postage, you kind of go, well, we haven't sold anything today. Yes, I'll accept this offer. And then you kind of look at it and go, oh, God, that's going to cost me loads to post now.
Yeah.
What an idiot. Why did I accept this? So, yeah, just got to be really careful with the free postage. So I try to do free postage because if I charge the true price, I find my postage stars rating goes down. How much a poster stick?
That was free postage.
Yes, that was.
We should have done a giveaway, being as it's our first live, but I don't have anything.
You got the coffee part?
No! I'm going to put this away. I know.
So basically I try to do free postage because if I find my postage star rating goes down. That is the thing, isn't it? Some people think that is a lot of money, even though it isn't the actual price. So yeah, and I mean, I suppose as a reseller, if I'm buying off people on eBay, I have a rough idea how much that would cost.
Yeah.
And I can avoid the people who are actually trying to just get a little bit more money. Hang on.
This is a reminder. Schedule.
Hang on.
This is a reminder. Schedule.
There you go.
Can I just point out, there's 20 people in this chat, but only 12 people have liked this. It's very sad. I might weep.
See, first she doesn't get her can of pop, and now she doesn't get her.
I'm just going to have a tantrum.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold my breath.
Jen
is not getting a can of pop, no, because Jen has got squash, but she's too lazy to go and make it. I've got a giveaway. Is that okay with you, Alexis?
Oh my God.
This is the giveaway. It is a rare, one of a kind, Happy Shopper vintage badge.
One of a kind vintage.
One of a kind.
It is vintage, but I very much doubt it's one of a kind. It's probably the only one left on planet Earth that anyone's actually bothered keeping.
But Alexis will ask you a question, and the first one to get the answer right gets the badge.
Oh, okay. So this is
Give away a can of pop.
Does it come with a stick?
We haven't got any sticks.
I don't know. We haven't got any sticks in here, but
No.
I don't know what we could give away with it. Actually,
Hold on, I've got a random pile of stuff on my desk.
so this is the problem. You end up with loads of rubbish you don't want. Have we got anything down here?
Where's he gone? I've got
What are you trying to get?
that little dancing thing, but I can't find him.
Oh, you said you wanted to keep him.
Okay. No, I don't really have.
We
anything.
don't have a stick, so it is the badge. And the question that I've got to ask: Are you all day? No, unfortunately, we are going to have to. I mean, I'm really hungry. I want my lunch, so we are going to have to. And
I'm going to die of dehydration.
So we are going to have to end this in about a couple of minutes.
Where are we? Oh God, we've
We've done over an hour.
Time flies.
But, so apparently I've got to ask a question.
Yes.
Why do you do this?
Why do I do this?
Why do you do this? Oh, I don't know.
You don't know a question.
Okay, you got to be really quick with the answer. Nice, easy question. Okay, for the badge. What is the name of the daughter in the Addams family who had a spin-off? Ready? Go. Quick.
Nobody wants it.
Quick. Wednesday. There you go.
Oh,
Yes.
John Paul is the winner.
John Paul won that. Yeah, got in first. So, yeah, you get that. So, if you want to message us through Instagram.
Yeah.
So, message us through Instagram. You've got a badge.
Oh, bacon sarnie. We're vegetarians. We don't eat meat. It auto-corrected.
We what?
Someone's just had a bacon. Elizabeth's had a bacon sandwich, and I said we're vegetarians. We don't eat.
We're
meat.
vegetarians.
Well.
Anyway. Yes. So,
On that bombshell, if you can give us I think we normally message on Instagram anyway, don't we, mate? So if you just give us your address, we'll send that out to you.
We'll send that. We can probably get that to you today, actually, to be fair. If you want to do it straight after this, we can get it
It's sat outside a charity shop for 40 minutes. That's brilliant. A selective vegetarian.
So I used to know somebody who was a vegetarian who I worked with, and every now and again she would eat chicken. And we'd say to her, but you're a vegetarian, why are you eating that? For the protein. So yeah, you can be, apparently it's okay if you don't want to eat animals, but you do want to eat them occasionally for the protein. So I have heard that.
My ex was
Who ate Big Macs? That's extreme,
Okay.
actually. That's quite a leap from vegetarian to eating a Big Mac, isn't it? Yes.
Oh, look, we've got up to 16 likes now. Still 20 people, though, just saying, 4 more.
Do you know, if you get to 20 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'll give her a can of pop.
Please. Has it gone down to 50? What happened? Come on. More likes than I get some pop. 21 people. Come on. 16. Come on. They're not doing it, are they?
Okay, that's 20 seconds. You can't have a can of my pop. So this responsibility is now well out of my
17.
hands. So this responsibility is now out of my hands.
Yeah, who are the 4? I think we've got some lurkers who aren't chatting.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we will leave it there anyway, because I am losing my voice. But it's been lovely. Thanks ever so much for everyone who's joined us.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly, I didn't think anyone would come.
Yeah.
So we were standing there getting nervous, and it was like there were 2 people waiting. We're like, oh my God, there's 2 people.
One of them is us.
Yeah.
But yeah, our next live, what we will do, I think, is we will organise to get that. You ain't got a can of pop, sorry.
Oh.
But what we'll do is we'll organise it better for that, start bit and all that kind. Do a proper intro, because I think maybe it wasn't entirely great and stuff.
No, who thinks that she should give me a can of pop
No.
before we go?
No.
She's not going to let me have one.
Dalai Lama can't be a full-time vegetarian, as he had to eat meat.
Okay. It's only
Thank you.
19 likes
for
now.
saying we've done
Oh, thanks.
fabulously.
Thanks ever so much.
Give the girl a can. I tell you what, go downstairs, get her squash.
Yes, I will do. I'm a 41-year-old woman who drinks squash. I'll send photographic proof, Jen. It keeps going to 20 and now it's back to 19 again. I don't know, someone's unliking out of... Maybe someone thought that they hadn't liked and now they've unliked, so I've screwed myself over.
I have no idea.
But anyway, yeah, thanks ever so
Yeah,
much for
thank
joining
you.
us. It was lovely.
Yes.
And we'll do another one soon because
Yeah.
it's been quite funny actually.
That's not too bad, is it?
No,
But
but
yeah.
take care.
Yes.
Keep liking, subscribing and sharing and all the good stuff. And
Yeah, have a
good luck with your sales for the day and good luck
yes.
to
Have a good week, etc.
make sure you get them listings done, Donna. They're not going to list themselves, my lovely. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.